example, the mem, the tes, the lamed, and the kuf samach. When the mem have 4 lines, they'd be 12 nekudas.
So mem suffix is different than a regular mem. Nun suffix is different.
They both have 4 columns. Basically 4 columns. So most letters have 3 kavim. Most are gematria 9. Most gematria 12. Now we're going to see what in the world does that have to do with Rosh Hashanah and Shavuot. So Chazal, the Gemara, the Mishnah says we blow tekiah. A long tekiah is a vav. Then we break it down shvarim into 3 nekudas, because a vav is broken down into 3. Then the shiur, we broke it down into 9 or 12. The 2 shitas. One is that the shiur is 3 shvarims. That's 3 times 3 is 9. 12 depends, because some letters have 9 and some have 12. What exactly does all that mean?
That's what I want to know.
Okay. But with blowing shofar, the same thing as we said before. What happens is a person has in his life, or has gzeirus on him, coming for the Yom Hadin. We take this keli called the shofar, and we blow the shofar. The way to separate the bad from the good. Want a drink? You want a cup?
No, him.
No, I'm good.
There's nothing near you.
I have everything. I have Sprite.
So if a person wants to get rid of all the dinim that are on him, he has to break apart. He has to sift. Just like there's glass mixed up with the flour, and you want to bake a cake, you got to first spread out the flour, and then you can pull away all the negative things. They fall away. You sift it out, and then you can reconstruct it, and you have your cake. Same thing with the neshama. Person during the year, if he has tainted his neshama in any which way, comes to shofar and takes the name of the person and chops him down. First he gets him down to vavs, that's the tekiah. Then he gets the shvarim, Rosh Hashanah, he breaks it down further. Each vav gets into 3 nekudas. And then the shiur breaks it up even further. So now we got everything so broken up, and that's called the melechus hapira, chochmas hapira, that the nituach. To repair a neshama, first thing we have to take it apart. Take back the people. We take it apart, and then the tekiah achronim puts it all back together, but now without all the psilas. And when a person is blowing shofar, all this is happening without us knowing it. And all the new shofar that comes down on Rosh Hashanah will come down now without all the ketrugim stopping it. That's why these 3 levels of sound, tekiah, shvarim, teruah, represent all the things that we want to ask for in life. Because the tekiah is the same letter as atik. Atik is the highest madrega. Atiki kadisha, if you sing zmiris on Shabbos, you know that's the high one. That's where the chaim comes from. Shvarim, yesh sheva b'mitzrayim. Shvarim is panosa. Shvarim is your food. And teruah is from Vayeta Yitzchak, as Hashem Nachrishtoi. Vayeta, when he was beseeching Hashem for children. So Bonim is in teruah. So your chayim, your life, your health is coming from the tekiah. Your panos is coming from the shvarim, and your bonim, nachas and bonim, shidduchim, all that is coming from the teruah. All these things come down because the koyach of the shofar is to take the coil, break it up to going back to its original shorish. When you go back to the original shorish, the ra and the chitzonim fall away, then it gets all put back together. This is the koyach and the power of the shofar, and pretty much that falls in line. Actually, it's before Shapasik in the Torah. Bereshis, Bara Elokim. How do we see that? Bereshis, what's Bereshis? Bereshis Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah. Bara has 3 meanings. Bara could mean birya, which means health. Bar is Mizainis, and Bara is child. Understand what?
They went down to Mitzrayim, Moshe Spar.
Right. And Bara is kin in Aramaic is children. Right. So you have in the Bara, you have all the 3 things also. Bereshis, Rosh Hashanah, you're davening for B'nai Chaim. And that takes us to the last thing, and with this, we mentioned last week that there's a Zohar Kodesh that says very, very scary thing. The Gemara brings it down.
Who brings it down?
The Gemara brings it down. Kuni Zohar says that a person on the Yom Adin in his davening shouldn't be like the dogs who say have, give. All that tefillah should be for the Gula Shlema, for the Malchus of Hashem. And in other words, it sounds like this, that a person is not allowed to daven for his own things on Rosh Hashanah.
And the first day, the second day.
Either day, both days. He's talking about both days. Come to the Slaba with Labodka, and we'll see that we saw Salanter and the Chazon Nishim coming. There's all the literature Gedolim say, and Rabbi Shlomo Zalman, that anybody who's trying to follow the Tikkun Zoya, we're not holding that by Madrega, even in that time. That's for people who the whole Olam Hazeh doesn't really exist for them. They're only here for Olam Haba. For a normal person, if he doesn't ask for what he needs on Rosh Hashanah, he needs a koyfer beikar, because Rosh Hashanah is the day that everything that happens in the year is going to be determined. So if we're not going to, we know that Hashem likes everything that we need. He wants us to ask for it. He doesn't want to. We could say, what do we have to ask Hashem? He knows what's good for us. I'll leave it to him. What do I have to mix in? He knows better than me. He knows what's good for me. Why am I even asking for anything?
So shouldn't we ask before Rosh Hashanah?
On Yom Adin, when you stand before the judge, that's when you really are asking for it. But the truth of the matter is that Hashem is exeris hakosov that we have to daven. But Hashem wants us to daven. You know why? It's like the father. He doesn't give the credit card to the kid and send him off to Israel and see him a year later. He makes sure that the kid calls him every week, so he only gives him for 1 week at a time, so he can have a kesher. Hashem wants the kesher. He doesn't just want to provide us. He's more interested in having a kesher with us. And therefore we come to, especially on the Yom Adin, we're standing before, asking for the whole year, on all the bracha and all the things we need coming in the year. If we're not machaber and davening for it, then it's a. Now, how do we deal with the Zohar? Very easy. We always ask for these things because ultimately we want to be good Jews. We need a parnasa so we can send our kids to yeshiva. We can do tzedakah. So everything is leman l'shem Hashem. But it's a mistake for someone to say, I'm going to go the other way and not davening for my own things at all, because he misses the boat. Hashem wants to hear his tefillas. Hashem wants to hear him. He wants to give us, but we have to ask for it.
Why is that? Because we need the
relationship.
connection.
We don't need the connection. Well, I mean, actually, Hashem needs the connection more than us.
And
That's why.
go
That's
for it.
Yeah. Hashem created us for that.
Explain to me, please.
What?
Explain in more detail, please.
We cannot understand the ahava that Hashem has to us because His ahava is infinite. We're Bali Gvul, so there's a limit to how much ahava we can have for our loved ones, for our family, and for our Creator. But Hashem's love is boundless, and His love for a Yid is infinite. And therefore, He's desperate for us to come to Him and talk to Him and ask. That's all He wants. That's His nachas. We come before Rosh Hashanah, and when we hear these things, we have to, that's why we find it in tefillah, so we're asking for personal things.
So kind of we have to feel bad for the Rebbe Shalom.
Yeah, we're doing him a big favor.
So, sorry.
What?
So we're supposed to ask for our own tzarchim?
Yes, absolutely.
Day one or day two?
Oh, both days.
Both days, so there's no restriction.
Even though, like,
Even Shabbos. Even Shabbos.
Even like the Sefer Machshava, right, that you're not supposed to?
And I'll tell you what, the Halicha Shloima, Moran Michael Galov, Simon Tazval, Rosham Zalman. Mutter levagish b'akoshet protis b'Rosh Hashanah fishi l'fnei yirotze shel tefillah v'afilu b'Rosh Hashanah shechol b'Shabbos. And
So why is it that we don't go, we teach our kids?
on Shabbos, you're normally on Shabbos.
Not on Shabbos, last time Shana, I think most people here on the table know that we don't ask them personal.
Yeah.
Why is it that we don't teach that?
I don't know. I do. I say Avinu Malkeinu. I got a lot of the koshes in there. Right? Panos Tova, Chaim. It's all in there.
For
Of course, the focus is always to be all these things we want to use it for Avodas Hashem. Not to ask for it is a big problem.
What about Rabbi Shabbos and Rosh Hashanah? You're not supposed to ask for that.
The Ben Ish Chai says, even though it's also to ask for your own personal needs on Shabbos, if somebody he has an MRI and he's waiting for the answer, right? Friday. Now, what's he gonna do on Shabbos? So this is what the Ben Ish Chai says. Simon Kov Gimel. Nafshe Gumalov, if he's troubled,
Stress.
he's in tremendous mental stress. By davening on Shabbos and expressing his tsar, he will release it and restore his bitachon in Hashem. Mutzah Lovake, even on Shabbos. That's the regular Shabbos. But Yom Adin, everybody is on Yom Adin. When else to ask for plead for your case than when the judge is about to judge? That's the time to do it. And that's what we hold, Lamaisa. Always
Shlomo,
good.
you have the scale.
What's that?
Shlomo has the scale like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. You gotta put it
I
on the
would've
table.
known I would've
I was
put-
trying, you gotta bring it
I
down.
put it down on the table. Yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
My kids, 10 years ago, the first time I went there to saw my kids, I couldn't go for many years. With the army.
The what?
With the army, I couldn't go for many years. So I took my kids over there.
I was in the
So-
army for one day.
They
I went
took one
to-
look at you, they're like, to me.
You know, why did I can't? One day I saw to learn. In those days, you had to have a visa. So they asked me and my friend, "How long are you planning to stay?" I said, "They want to give me a student visa, but you have to return within a year." I said, "No, I want to stay and learn for a few years." They said, "No, you can't go with this visa and learn for a few years." I said, "Why not?" So you have to be. It's a visitor. You have to come back. I said, "I'm not going to visit. I'm going to learn." I said, "Oh, no problem." So give me a different. So whatever, give me whatever visa you need. I want to stay and learn. I come off the plane. And I went to get my luggage, and all of a sudden, two official-looking people come to me and said, "Oh, is this your name? You have to come upstairs with us." I said, "Yeah, but my luggage." I said, "No, I will take your luggage." "You're going to get my luggage?" "Oh, very nice." I go upstairs, and they said, "Welcome to Eretz Yisrael. Here we want to give." They were speaking in Hebrew, and I didn't really understand what they were saying. So you have to come back in 30 days to appear before the army. I said, "What army?" I came to learn. I said, "You are an Ola now." So what? "I'm not an Ola. I'm coming to learn. I'm a yeshiva guy." I said, "Well, the guy gave you an Ola visa, and now you have to return in 30 days to for your medical test and whatever." I said, "I think someone got something wrong over here. I'm not moving to Israel. My parents live in America. I'm here to learn." So listen, yeah, whatever. Anyway,
I didn't take that excuse.
no, I went to Rabbi Elephant those days in Itri. He was one of the big political connectors. I'm the first citizen who became a non-citizen without, because they made a mistake. They realized that this guy, they get paid off like the meter maids. If they do a certain amount of people, then they get a
quotas to get
yeah. So I was one of them. Anyway, I did go to the army. I came in the room and I saw the list, and it gives you a list if you're a dati, what you could bring along if you join the army. Now I have a lot of svarim. I said, "You can only bring one siddur and one chumash." No, this is not for me. I have a whole library I want to bring along. Then I'll never forget, they do some tests to see what you want. First of all, I sat in the room. I was the only guy. I had a hat and jacket. Everybody looking at me. First of all, I was American, didn't speak a word of Hebrew, and I didn't know what I was doing there in the first place. I had just to play it out so they straightened out this mishigas. And I remember they did a blood test. What happened was they had a stove on one end of the room.
boiled your blood.
A stove.
They boiled your blood.
What?
They boiled your blood.
Yeah, what happened was I see a line of people and they're putting their hand up. I didn't know what they were doing and I couldn't ask anybody anything. I didn't know how to ask. And I see they're putting their hand on top of the fire, and then someone's coming and I see tubes of filling up with blood. It was my turn, so I just put my hand there, and getting hot. And meanwhile, someone got distracted and it's getting real hot. And then they did a little poke, and then I was amazed. It just fills up one after another, like 3 or 4 of those things. Then they give you the ear test. This I'll never forget. Some guy goes on the other end of the room, covers his mouth, and whispers something in Hebrew. I'm supposed to hear what he. So you gotta be out of your mind. I don't know if you're next to me what you're saying. Anyway, I think they give you they ask you where do you want to be in the army. All the way in the front. So I think either got Nanschanim or something else. Anyway, after that I went to Rabbi Elephant, and they said, "Listen, you gotta go back to America, and they have to give you the right visa, then you can come back." Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just what?
Couldn't go to Jordan or Egypt for an afternoon?
No, I just was one day I was in the. No, it's
No, I had to change your visa.
oh.
I think my kids Arab areas till today. That's the
To
scale
where?
they use. The Arabs use till today.
Yeah.
He used the scales with the stone.
Oh,
Rocks.
yeah?
I
Oh.
wanted to buy it from the Arab. He's like, I can't give it to him, so it's fine.
Oh yeah.
That's his
Well,
great grandfather's.
No, it's his job. What, how would he?
How
How would
does
he?
this work?
What
You have
about,
to-
what about davening on Shabbos? So let's say there's a tefillah people say, but one of the rabbis said instead of saying it out loud, you should read it with your eyes, because like you want to daven, but you don't want to really daven on Shabbos. What's
So
the story?
there's a lot of, it's a whole sugya in the Paiskim. Some things are, if you ask for things like your kum pokim shemaya, that's a tefillah that has a lot of, but that's for the klal, so we're allowed to ask for personal things if it's part of the tzibur. They're
It's a
different.
shidduchim.
Right, so you're not supposed to ask for individual things on
How does
Shabbos.
this work? Because the Rambam's Kol Yachol.
What?
The Rambam's the Kol Yachol.
Yes.
He's the one who's going to decide the din. So mitzad echad, we're aiming the fun of kibnei maran and din eved l'fnei rabbi. You know, I'll actually should feel ben l'fnei Yaakov, but or maybe I do, but whatever.
It's ben l'fnei office.
Yeah.
Avinu, okay.
Avinu, okay, but on the second side, I'm supposed to feel bad for him. So here I am begging for my life and feeling bad for him at the same time. How does that work?
Once you recognize Hashem is Avinu, you know what the ben, the nachas, you have children, you know what the ben, what the parent feels. There's no greater
Sometimes there's
nachas.
compensation for nepotism, so it becomes, reverse discrimination for affirmative action.
I don't think the Rosh Hashanah has to answer to anybody.
You're a lawyer?
You're so far ahead of me tonight. I have no idea what you just said.
What about let's say davening for something for 40 days? So can you daven on Shabbos?
I don't know the.
So if I think it
I love
about
it.
Usually saying something.
cheater,
But now you're saying you could tell him or whatever, or pick a shiur or whatever. That you could do. We don't have to ask the bakosha.
gotta be up to
You
you.
can say whatever has to be said in that 40-day period.
What if the tefillah is like a nusach of tefillah, but there's a bakasha?
So you probably leave it after Shabbos. I don't think that would be ma'akir. It usually comes with something you do with a tefillah afterwards. Either he's saying Tilim or shiur or whatever, nishmas, I don't know, whatever they do for 40 days.
So run that by me again. I apologize, but
Yeah.
I think of him as Avinu. Avinu at the Banim at the. So I have to feel bad for him. But if he's such a
No, you have to realize the nachas you're giving.
but then why don't I just take it all for granted? My papa always loves me. He's going to give me grand. What I got to sit there begging away for?
No, the parent wants to hear that. You'll see when the kids get older and they move out.
They moved out already.
And you want them to call you, right? The wife wants.
They need you.
The mother wants them to call. How come you didn't call me every week? Why are you not calling me? Of course they love you, but you want to hear from them. You want them to call. So I don't wait. I don't say the ceremony.
How do I get that?
I call my kids.
Right. Yeah, I
And
do the
listen,
same.
it's okay because they were spread all over the time zones. I don't care. I'll call them. But it's a simcha that a parent has to connect with the child.
I just struggle with this. I guess that's where I'm at.
Ashreinu, Matei Chalkeinu, so arise to Kulachad.
By the way, with this Sheamus in the mikvah,
We bring Shleimus to HaKadosh Baruch Hu because Hashem is a Kol Yachol. How do we know he's a Kol Yachol? Because he did something, that he created something so imperfect like us. That means he could do everything. If he only made things perfect, he would not be a Kol Yachol. He'd be a perfectionist.
Right.
But he can make a chesaron, like human beings. That is the ultimate shvach of Hashem. That's why he created the bria. Without us, he could not be called a Kol Yachol.
It's unbelievable.
Shabbos, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Mazal Tov.
Insurance carrier.
Next time, by this Simcha, we gotta come.
Perfectionists. Perfect.
I wasn't here.
To be
I don't know what is it.
And I wasn't on the
excel in
Yeah,
excellence.
I wasn't on the
All right, you're getting a one-time pass.
Well, you must take care of it.
Hunger and
אין לך פס לפעם אחת. פעם אחת יש לך פס.
Okay.
perfect. I'm already thank you.
But so take care of everyone. So we'll figure out next week when that's the same.
We should call it. Thank you so much.
We don't have a Mizunah. Nobody else in the Mizunah.
I can answer. I can answer with the shahad. That's not a problem.
I wasn't sure you were coughing before you went.
And I had coffee. I had coffee. That's
Yalla, let's go.
Yalla.
But the quarters you can get back to the
Simcha, you driving over to
this
I am.
way you'll move along with the process.
It's like to
Look at this
Drive me
radio.
back
bring the guy
afterwards.
should like to bring that should be
We in.
What's it?
what's the word? There's a concept for that.
Leave the cars in?
There's a concept for
Oh,
that getting
car
condition
walk?
to like
Yeah.
Where are we?
So it's like
What's
shiur.
that
It's like
soccer
you're
shoes lane?
walking to
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
gym.
don't walk
Where?
over. What?
We're where?
East 18.
No,
To move the pawns.
and you're going to change it first.
I,
it's
and that,
fascinating stuff.
it's 10 minutes.
3 blocks.
Yeah.
It's 10 to
Somebody-
12 minutes to
What?
walk.
This car?
Think so?
Someone needs a ride?
No,
No.
das kannst du nicht.
Oh.
Oh, next thing. Schkach. This is
Take care, everyone.
We are honored that you came in once again.
So next week, everybody's homework is
We'll
to,
figure out when we want.
No more stopping at meters. We need those quarters.
Rabbi Handler, thank you for hosting.
Thank you for joining. I'm honored because some guys didn't come, so I'm like a little insulted.
I
Whoever
sometimes
came, I'm very
I
thankful.
never heard of this, but now I'm gonna try to be a regular.
Thank you.
It's always Thursday night.
We don't we do far-fetched things. We do sit down with something.
I've been affiliated with Hasidim for a few years already, and anytime I try to sit in, I've been at your house. I saw you at work. You don't look like this.
Yeah, I do. I just don't have it. You guys gotta get married. Another thing. Surprise. Surprise.
A bunch of stuff. Like, even this has to be like, stuff with the saga lawyer and the whole thing. The whole thing. This is like, yeah. So, yeah. It seems like a lot of Sarge? Okay, well, it's
See this part of the fish.
well,
I love the fish.
the girl is like grounded enough that they sort of connect the UPG for
Very much.
Good night, everyone.
Because I'm going to your eye. And then he goes to me, down this man, big kids in the corner. After he knows me all this, I said, okay,
Why do I take this?
people appreciate the part like it was on my head because this is something that I found so many foundation on it. You hold it on me. Don't think about this stuff. It's not really considered what you're doing for. It's time to get you something to do next. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this.
Sorry?
If you weren't venturing.
Luda, you want to answer? You want to answer?
Yo,
I know. So now come answer, and we can
I don't
continue.
think I
Blow,
dra-
we can
I-
continue blowing your minds.
I didn't drink. What do you call it? Like,
Go.
So then show them.
I don't know if I can answer.
You had wine. You had reviews.
Then you should have more.
I
You
never-
didn't have a reason to drink. No,
You didn't even have a vis, I have a vis.
no, I'm saying, like, anytime you drink wine, you should always have at least your
Do I have a
Because
minute?
I wanted to not have
you're,
to tell
you're,
whatever.
you're depriving yourself otherwise.
Let's
Oh,
not-
that's why
let's
you
not
want to make
make
the
it
doctor.
What?
It is done.
Okay,
Show
who's
them that
benching?
more.
14 was the last?
Oh, from what do you call it? Show them. You want to answer? You got it overseas?
Tell him all about him.
I just have to watch.
Go ahead, show us. Wait one second, Sean. Wait for Sean to go on second. Just walk around.
What's his name? It's next level. Bro. It's next level.
Pick a girdle anywhere in America or Eretz Yisrael. Just had a conversation with them.
It's next level.
Hydrate yourself.
I don't know. I don't get misspoke easily.
You were happy he was speaking your language. Art and design.
Huh?
You were happy he was speaking your language.
No, I don't understand.
Art and design.
Hey, the dots in the hay have to overlap. Okay, the dot I understand. What do you mean art and design?
That was a practical, physical, tangible things like making.
You know, he's talking Hasidus, but on like not on a Hebrew
molecular level of the foundation of the world.
I'm not sure. I don't know what you just said. I appreciate it.
Is that still recording?